Hey, good morning, family. So, Reginald Martin now here again from Comedic Centered Living, where ancient wisdom becomes modern awakening. Let's talk today about this is 2025, so this is the new year. Now, I want to ask you: is this year going to be the same as last year? Are you going to make it different? Or are you going to do the same thing that you did last year, but expect different results? All right. And let's talk about the idea of us really stepping into our own power, because that's really what moving forward is about, is you recognizing and realizing your own power to really create your reality. Thoughts become things, okay? And a lot of times it is that old programming that keeps us in check. You know, the programming that we fear the judgmentalism, the programming of, you want to be a people pleaser, or you don't want to upset people, things like that end up keeping you tied to whatever you had been before, okay? So how do we move from that? And let's just say that you're an entrepreneur, okay, or you want to be an entrepreneur, and you have this idea that really lights you up from within. You really want to you want to do this thing, but you wanted to do it for a while, but for whatever reason, you just haven't kind of stepped out on that edge. Because family, you might have heard this the saying that life really begins on the edge of your comfort zone. And when you're really ready to live on that edge, then it makes a huge difference just about everything that you want to do in your life. All right, my brother, how you doing?
Good.
And so it really comes down to, how do you deal with the fear? How do you deal with the doubts? And the way that I do that, one of those ways that I do that is just really understanding the metaphysical laws of the universe, because, and I'm talking about this in the context of your idea, because understand that when you have that idea, it cannot exist in a vacuum, okay? So when that inspiration came to you, the reason that it did is because the problem that you could solve with that idea, somewhere, somehow, somebody needs it, okay? So when I say it can't exist in a vacuum, that means that it's opposite. So in other words, you can solve the problem, or solve that opposite thing that they have, that transformation that they need in their life. And if you have that inspiration, then the people that need what you have are there, okay? They have to be, by law. It cannot exist. That thing that you desire to do cannot exist by itself, okay? Now, what ends up happening is that in order to reach those people, you might have to learn some new skills, and a lot of times that holds us back. We don't want to learn computers, or we don't want to learn systems, or whatever it might be. But at that point, you have a decision to make. Am I going to let the fear of learning something new stop me? Or am I just going to learn it, bumble through it, and get it done? All right? And family, that's where it really takes, that inspired thing has to really set you on fire. Because when you're really on fire, it will light your desire in a way that you'll do what you need to overcome things, okay? Now, there is another side to that is very real, okay? That I am intimately aware of. That's just being afraid, the fear of being broke, the fear of, you might not get your bills paid or whatever. Now, for entrepreneurs, a lot of times that can be very real for us. And in those moments, that fear motivates me. So, I talk about fears a lot, but in reality, sometimes our fears will move us more than our dreams will, if the dream is not big enough, So, but the thing is just don't get stuck in that fear. Don't get stuck and let that fear hold you back, okay? Don't get stuck to where fear becomes a wall, okay? We all have fears, and we all deal with them, and we all deal with them in different ways. But people who are successful know that they sometimes have to fight through the fears, okay? But people who aren't, don't, okay? They just stay where they are. They stay in their comfort zones, So definitely make sure that when you are doing these, or when you're looking at 2025 and what you want to do for this year, that idea, it's out there, family. What do you want to create? You are a creator. What do you want to do differently, okay? There's another statistic that I read about years ago that says, if you keep doing what you're doing, then you can already know what your next 5 years is like based on the last 5 years, okay? So in other words, if nothing changes, you already know what your life is going to be like. All right, family? Now, for me, that's always been a scary proposition. I mean, I had decided a long time ago, early in my life, that I was never going to look back on my life and wonder what if, okay? What if I had did this? What if I had started that business? What if I had, whatever. There is nothing that there is no life that I have lived to this point. There is no point in my life that I can say I've done something that I regretted, okay? Now, I might not like the outcome, so there's plenty of things I necessarily didn't like the outcome, but either I learned something from it or gained something from it or I got something new, and it spurred me on to do something bigger, better, and different. All right. So, it's family, this year can be different for you, but you have to be different. And you have to recognize that sometimes Mama Nim and, Pookie Nim, they don't know who you are, You change. You become something else. So they're going to, if you talk about your new ideas to them, a lot of times they are going to respond to you based on their level of fear. Now, a lot of times they're going to care for you. They're caring for you. They don't want to see you get hurt. But their fears is what's going to come out when they start to telling you, oh, no, you don't want to do that. Well, man, maybe you ought to do it like this, I've had that happen so many times. And I remember there was one point that there was somebody that was really close to me that I loved dearly, and I was older and I kind of consulted with them. And they would always, and I finally realized I had to stop consulting with them, but because they did a lot of times just relate to things through their fears and their limitations. But at one point, I just had to tell them, I said, look, I'd rather get my ass kicked doing it my way than getting my ass kicked doing it your way. So I just had to let them know, it's just, I'm going to do it my way. And if I fail doing it my way, okay, but I'm going to learn something from it, All right, family, an addendum on getting advice from a family member at the time. And I want you to understand, I'm not saying that you should never get advice from anybody. Okay, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that a lot of times you have more information than your family member does about the thing that you want to do. Okay, you've gotten the course, studied, whatever you need to do, studied the business, studied the, whatever it was that you've been studying. Okay, and then they want to give you advice on something that they've never done. Okay, that's a theory. All they're doing is giving you a theory, and they're usually going to give the theory based on their level of fear, how they might think about you, or how they see your limitations, which is not your reality. So just be mindful that if you ask somebody for advice, ask the people who have done it. Okay, and I'm gonna give you an analogy. You make I'm just throwing out a number here. Let's just say you make $50,000 a year, and the person you're talking to makes $50,000 a year. Neither one of y'all have ever made $1 million, but you got a dream to make $1 million, and you got an idea that you believe you can get it done with. Okay, why are you going to ask a person that has never made $1 million, never done your business, never even looked into what you're doing, and you're going to ask them for advice about how you should proceed? No. And family is just saying this especially to the younger people. The worst thing you can do is ask somebody making $50,000 a year how to make $1 million when they've never done it themselves. They can't tell you. If they could do it, they would have done it. Okay? So go to the people. If you want to know how to make $1 million, go to somebody who's done it. That's what you do. Okay? So that's what I mean by, don't just accept advice from anybody about anything that you are wanting to do, because the chances are you already have more knowledge than they do about the direction that you want to go in, and all they can do is offer you their fears. All right, family. So family can be a deterrent, and they can man, they can talk you out of things. But if you got that dream of doing something different, living a different life in a different way, family, you can't do it the same way you did it last year, because last year didn't get it. So that's the reality of the situation. Last year didn't get it, so that means that this year there's got to be something different that you do. Family, it starts up here. Okay, we live in a mental universe. We live in a mental universe where we can create what we want, but we have to become what we want. We can't do it with wishful thinking. You're not going to become different by being what you were last year. Think of it that way. Metaphysically, that means that last year you had a certain vibrational essence. Okay, as long as you stay within that vibrational essence, you cannot move forward. You're going to keep going around in that same pool of consciousness. Okay, plain and simple. So, and trust me, again, brother knows all about that, chasing his tail. Just going around in circles. But I've always had the ability to say, you know what? I'm going in circles. Something needs to change. And family, it takes courage. You have to have that courage. And I want you to recognize the courage that you have to even be here and even consider a lot of the ideas that I talk about out of the context of the religion and the way that we were trained to think, And a lot of times that negative programming just rides under everything, So the idea of, wondering what they might think, Pookie them, Mama them, you know them names. Family, you got to shake it off. Shake it off and do what you do. Do what you need to do to move forward in your life for you, okay? That's important. Your comfort zone or everything that you want is on the other side of fear. That's the truth of the matter. And until you break through it, then you are in a cage, family. And that cage you don't want to be in, but you might not know how to get out of it. The keys are up here, always. The keys are up here, family. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. And I want to encourage you. Do whatever you can. I mean, you need to buy some courses to invest in what you want to invest in. That's what you got to do, because you got to get some new knowledge, family. You know, the courses are going to help you shortcut the process. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, want to watch, you know, 100 videos from 100 different people. But family, if you're trying to invest in real estate or you're trying to invest in stocks, whatever it is, you got 500 voices in your head, then you can't, how can I say, you got 500 different ways of doing things in your head, and it ends up making things where they're just not clear, you know? Take that one course from that one person that you know is gifted and skilled. They've shown you that they know what they're talking about. Take that course. And then it's about your mindset. What do you do next, okay? Are you gonna let the fear hold you after you finish the course? And please finish it. Once you finish that course, are you gonna let it hold you back? The fear hold you back? Or are you gonna start doing something, you know? Making the mistakes, you know, learning from the mistakes. That's what you gotta do. And family, once you do, and you have that, you break through that fear, you're gonna feel so good about yourself. Hey family, quick addendum on, you know, listening to 100 videos or buying that one real estate course or investing course from one person. The deal is that when you are watching 100 videos, you have no system or process that you can tap into. But if somebody teaches you something that gives you a system and process that can work, family, that's the shortcut. And you might pay for that, you know, up front, but you, in the long run, you're going to be better off, you know. That's just business, you know. So whatever you want to learn to do, you know, whatever you want to, what business that you want to start, choose somebody that you know has the ability to teach you and teach you the ideas that you need to learn. And that's the shortcut. Pay for it. Get it, learn that process and that identifiable process and systems, and then it'll take you quicker and further, okay? So 2025 won't be the same. All right, family, back to the video. You're gonna feel so proud of yourself. All right, family? So 2025 is gonna be alive. You're gonna be alive. All right, family? And man, make it work. Make it an amazing, amazing year for yourself. So again, that idea that you have, somebody needs it, okay? Some of us need it, okay? So, man, whether that's a restaurant you want to start, you know, you got some good food, let me know. I'll probably come by and eat it. I love eating. I'm a foodie. But if you, but by metaphysical law, family, and we're talking about duality, that thing always has its opposite. Your idea has the people that need your idea, they exist, or your idea wouldn't even exist, okay? It can't, family, all right? Y'all follow what I'm saying? I hope you're understanding me, because this is just the nuances, family, that a lot of times we really don't think about these in the context of how it is about our everyday life. And that's what I want to do here at Comedic Center Living, is just put it in the context to where it makes sense about you living life, okay? And as an aspect of your life. So you can do it. You can do it. You can start that thing. You can do that business. Go after that 6-figure, 7-figure job that you wanted. You know, you can do it. Grow. You gotta grow. All right, family. You cannot be. Let's go back. You cannot solve a problem at the same level of consciousness that created it. That's just the reality of it. All right, family. This wind is picking up, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on my walk and make 2025 yours. Change it, family. Do it. All right? You got this. Reginald Martin, out.